What's good, everybody? Just got done editing the show. Taking a little bit easy on me because Colton's the one who usually does it, so I had to step in and try to give it a go this week. But before starting the show, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us either on Twitter or on YouTube, because those who do, there will be some special giveaways coming very soon once we hit our goal. So, again, like, subscribe, and follow, and enjoy the show. Welcome back, everybody. Norse BenchWarmers Podcast is officially back. Well, 3/4 of us. As you can see, I'm today's host because Colton decided to take another vacation day. But joining with me, as always, is Ben Miller and a special side host, our buddy Paris.
Hey, everyone.
Paris, how's it going, man?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm going to say appreciate you stepping in and, taking on some big shoes, have to cover for me in my spot.
Yes, yeah, and then you're covering for smaller shoes and Colton.
Much smaller shoes.
Yes.
Much smaller shoes.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for coming.
Man.
Coming on, man.
I have the experience from the raid.
Yes.
If anyone check that out.
Yeah, definitely should check out the raid.
Yep. Check out the raid.
Yeah.
So, Ben, obviously we just got back from the UK. How was the trip for you?
Oh man, it was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. I mean, my first time ever out of the country. We went to London, we went to Bath, we went to Edinburgh, we went to Lyme Regis. All beautiful places though, and if anybody at NKU has a chance to go study abroad, I would highly recommend it. You will not regret it at all. And I mean, I liked seeing Wimbledon. That was really cool. And just taking tours of London and going to all these really cool places was really cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. If you can go study abroad, you definitely need to. Did you get a chance to do it, Paris? Or
No, I didn't. I had to do the 3 classes. It was awful. I wish I did.
Yeah,
I do wish I did.
Yeah, that definitely. And then it would be wrong of me not to also welcome back, obviously, Garrett, the man behind the scenes. Garrett, how was the trip for you?
Scotland.
Yeah,
That's all I had.
Yeah.
Fuck, Scotland forever.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Alrighty. Well, you know what? We're going to waste no more time, and we're going to jump straight into some sports talk and the NHL. I know, Ben, you got some information for us over there on that.
Yes, I do. So, Stanley Cup Finals, it's the Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers. Florida currently leads the series 3-1 right now. Game 1, they beat the Oilers 3-0. Game 2, it was 4-0 Panthers. 4-3 Panthers in Game 3. And Game 4, the Oilers kept their season alive with a dominating 8-1 victory. And we got Game 5 tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on ABC. And a couple questions I have here are, how will the Panthers bounce back after a rough Game 4, Josh?
I think they bounce back very easily and they take home the cup. Kind of like how we just saw the Celtics bounce back in the NBA playoffs. It'll be the exact same thing. The best team will win, and Florida's too deep.
Yeah, like that answer. And also, I'm curious to know, after a dominating win over the Panthers in Game 4 for the Oilers, how will they stay motivated to keep their season alive?
Well, their coach already said we got 10 more days together, boys, after they won.
Yeah.
Basically saying the series is going 7. So they're very highly motivated. They're led, obviously, by Connor McDavid, the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
However, it's been a series where the stars have not shown up. Connor McDavid Connor McDavid has the most assists in postseason history now with 32. But has been struggling to find the net in this exact series.
Okay.
1 goal, 16 shots on goal.
Wow.
Leon Draisaitl, their second best player, 0 goals, 12 shots.
Yeah.
And then Evan Bouchard, their best defenseman, he plays both sides of the ice, very, very talented. 0 goals, 12 shots. So you're talking 1 goal from their big 3.
Wow.
So if they're gonna stay alive tonight, it has to come with one of those 3 guys, if not 2 of the 3 guys, stepping up. But I just see Florida getting it done. Bob stands on his head and gets revenge for giving up 5 goals.
Fair enough.
Any more questions, or was that?
Oh, no, that's it.
That's it. Anything from you, Paris, on the wonderful world of hockey?
I wish I watched hockey. I wish I knew what I was talking about. It looks like a lot of fun. I will say, for their top 3 players, what was the totals on that? 16?
1 and 16, 0 and 12, and 0 and 12.
Wow. Okay, so that's like 40 shots and 1 goal.
Yeah, and that's just shot on goals. That's not counting the shots that are like missing, because that's a totally different category.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That is brutal.
And it explains why they're down 3-1.
Yes, that would do it. That would make sense.
All right. Well, obviously moving on, College World Series is going on right now, and it was a spectacular
first 2 days, where we saw UNC take down Virginia, Tennessee take down Florida State, A&M take down Florida, and UK take down NC State. Since then, Tennessee took home the winners portion of the bracket, beating North Carolina 6-1, and Texas A&M took home the winners portion, beating UK 5-1. Unfortunately for Virginia and NC State, it was 2 and a barbecue.
That was good. I like that.
Instead of Cancun, they're doing some barbecue in
That was
college, Jason. So, yeah. But now we get UK and Florida, and then Florida State and North Carolina. Paris, have you been able to watch any of these games?
So I caught the Tennessee-Florida State game. That was incredible because it was like they had like 2 outs in the top of the ninth or the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, bottom.
Bottom of the ninth, and they were down like 4 runs or something like that. It was crazy. And in that game was the first, if I remember correctly, was the first cycle hit.
I want to say it was the second cycle hit, but it was like the first since like far out years.
Like whenever.
Yeah. And the kid, I don't know if you saw the video of him celebrating. He had no clue he did it.
No, he didn't. That was the best part. He had no idea. He went back to the dugout.
Yeah, so into the game, and that unfortunately that kid's not going to be around in the second round when the Reds are picking, because I'd love to have that dude.
Yeah. Like he maybe don't take him with the second pick, but,
no.
But that guy's going to make an MLB team very happy. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ben, you been able to watch any?
I was able to keep up with some, but a game that I definitely want to talk about is NC State versus Kentucky. I mean,
of course.
Yep. Go BBN.
Whatever.
But Kentucky, they got the win 5-4 over NC State, and just seeing Kentucky in this position in baseball, which they haven't been the best baseball program in Lexington, but it's just great as a Kentucky fan, it's just great to see them in this position to potentially get their first College World Series.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things, like, because honestly, when you think Kentucky, you definitely don't think baseball,
right?
Whatever it is, it's a basketball blue blood state, but
to
come in and do what they're doing and to still have a chance. Obviously, I lean Florida taking them down just because I think Florida's really deep. I personally love Jack Callejon, Reds. But yeah.
Please, for the love of God, Reds, please.
I was actually about to throw it your way, Garrett. Have you been able to watch any of it? And also, would you agree, Jack Callejon?
Unfortunately, I've been too busy with work and stuff, so I've been like loosely keeping up with it. I saw a little bit of the NC State UK game.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. I did see a post. Some dude on I'll say some dude. I mean no disrespect, but I saw he dyed his mustache blue. So the vibes are high with UK right now. So and that's what the College World Series is about. It's always about the energy. So I love to see that it's like still present here. Reds, please take Cagliano. Please do it. He's so good. Please do it. Please.
Oh, what he pitches and he hits. What? Oh yeah, no, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, that works for me. Is that he has injury concerns?
Last night there was a little concern with him holding his elbow.
Yeah.
He's thrown more pitches, I believe, this year than he has before. He kind of became Florida's innings eater kind of guy. Like, hey, we need you to go out there and just do what you do, but we need you to do it a little bit longer. The talent with the bat and everything else, I think it screams the Reds need to take this kid at number 2.
Hey, I'd take him. I'd take him.
Just not Burns. I don't need another pitcher, please. I need an outfielder.
Dude. Yes.
Yeah, we definitely could use an outfielder for sure.
So, and he's a bat that would probably be ready very quickly, depending how serious you want to get with him with his pitching.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Moving on, though, it'd be a crime right now not to talk some MLS and FC Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati is off to 11-3-3 start on the year, sitting in second place by 2 points, despite playing 2 less matches than Miami. They're attempting to become the first team since 2010-2011 to win a Supporters Shield back-to-back. It has been a very impressive start. We brought them up previously in a podcast, and since then they've just been on fire. Ben?
Even though I'm not the biggest soccer fan, but as a Cincinnati fan, it's definitely great to see FCC in this position, though, to be in position to win a championship, and hopefully they just keep it going for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then since losing back-to-back games to the New York Red Bulls and Montreal in early April, FC Cincinnati has ran off 8 of 9 match wins. So
Wow.
it is very hot right now down there, and they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, Parrish, you got anything, or is it another one of those sports you wish you would follow, but not so much?
It is another one of those sports I wish I followed, but not so much. But I will say, I will always support FC Cincinnati, because if Cincinnati had a professional curling team, I would support that team, So, it's just good to have another professional sports team doing well.
Yeah, the only thing that I have to say, and I know this is going to get me some hate in the online culture, is if FC Cincinnati wins a championship before the Bengals and before the Reds, those fans aren't going to let us hear the end of it. And it should be like we're all just one. But, man, soccer fans sometimes are not like that.
No. Yeah.
So, speaking, though, of football, moving on here to the NFL, and big news yesterday was Brandon Ayuk basically told Jalen Daniels, come save me. San Francisco doesn't want me.
Oh, man.
Parrish, your thoughts on that whole ordeal?
First of all, I think Jaden Daniels would be a good NFL quarterback, but you're saying it to a rookie. There's no guarantees.
Well, they were best friends. They played together at Arizona State.
Yes. Yeah. But there's still no guarantee that he'll be able to come into the league and perform well. So you're, staking your career on assuming your friend is going to play well, which I think he will. But and the other thing is that, this happened with Debo. He was in a club, and they had bottle service with a sign that said, "Debo, please stay." And he was like, and then signed that extension that offseason. So I believe in the 49ers. I think that they'll probably end up re-signing him, honestly.
Oh, you think they re-sign him?
I do think they re-sign him. I do.
See, I don't think the re-sign happens.
You don't think that they'll re-sign him?
I think that bridge is burnt.
Well, they won't have to pay Purdy until next year. And even when they do pay him, he'll get a market value contract.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the market after Trevor Lawrence's contract.
Absurd, silly. It's silly. Or they just pick another guy in the 7th round and say, "Hey, go out there and perform." I don't know. It's the 49ers. So
it is Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Ben, your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's just crazy how San Francisco doesn't want Ayuk back. I mean, who would you guys pick, Ayuk or Jawan Jennings? What would you think?
Well, Jawan Jennings comes a lot cheaper. So the better question would be to ask Ayuk or Debo, and I'm taking Debo. Yeah, it's a situation kind of similar to what the Bengals are. Do you want Chase or do you want T?
Right.
Bengals want Chase.
Yeah.
49ers say Ayuk or Debo. They want Debo. Because you got to remember, they're also paying Christian McCaffrey a lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, there's some teams that he can potentially join. Washington Commanders, like we talked about. He FaceTimed Jaden Daniels. Los Angeles Chargers, Cardinals, Patriots, or the Steelers. So, yeah. What do you? If he does not come back to San Francisco, what do you guys think? Who should he be signed to?
You want to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
I think, as much as I hate it, I think I could see the Steelers making the move. They've been very active this offseason. I think that they know that their roster as it's presently constructed is not good enough to compete with the Ravens and the Bengals and maybe the Browns, depending on what the quarterback situation looks like there. And so I think that they would be very aggressive. It would make sense to me for them to be very aggressive for them.
I'm about to say, if I'm the 49ers, I'm on the phone with Washington. I think they have the most talent around them that they can get something out of them, whether it's help with the defensive line, because Washington's got a ton of them, or a wide receiver, which, you get either Scary Terry in return, or you get Dotson, or I want to say it's Diami Brown, the wide receiver out of North Carolina. They can get most of from Washington, but I would love him for the Chargers. Yeah. I think he would fit. He would be a clear number one, help with Quentin Johnson, but I just don't think that's what Harbaugh wants to do, and I'm just terrified he's going to end up a Steeler.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad to see him on the Commanders because, as I mentioned before, he FaceTimed Jaden Daniels. They were friends at Arizona State, so who knows? They could develop great chemistry, and they can be a great duo to turn that franchise around. But, overall, that'd be my take.
Yeah, and then big news also yesterday was Hard Knocks Chronicle AFC North. Gentlemen, how excited are we, Ben?
Oh, I'm definitely excited. As a Bengals fan, it'll be great to watch that film, which comes out December the 3rd, I believe. And, just getting insight on the AFC North. So, as a football fan and a bunch of football fans, I think they'll enjoy this for sure.
Paris?
So depending on, because it premieres in December, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So depending on how the Bengals season's going will depend on how excited I am. 'Cause
That's
if they're
fair.
dominating in the division, yeah, I'm stoked to watch it, obviously. But if their season looks like it did last year, then I'm probably a little less excited to see the other divisional opponents playing us. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I think my excitement will depend on how they do. But as of right now, I think they'll do very well. So I'm very excited.
I mean, there's no other way to say it. But as a Bengals fan, there is something also exciting that also happened. T. Higgins signed his franchise tag.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So good to have T back. However, Charlie Goldsmith reported the offseason program, and I just wanted to read this off. Andre Yoshivas looked like the best wide receiver this summer. Chase Brown's ability to make plays as a pass catcher has taken a step. Mike Gesicki is a big piece of the eye candy, which they're calling, I guess, the new offense. And Charlie Jones is moving around a lot. They're not just having him as a slot wide receiver. So my question is, yes, we're excited about T. Higgins, but should they have traded him, Paris?
I don't think they should have traded him. I don't think they should have traded him. No, I think as much as we're excited about this new offense and Andre Yosevich taking a step and Charlie Jones finding a role and Mike Gesicki, I was also excited about Nick Scott last year. I was excited about Zach Carter taking a step last year. I was excited about these guys. I was excited about Dax Hill taking a step. And it's like, you don't know. I think the guys I just mentioned will take a step, but I don't know that for sure. So it's nice to have a proven receiver in the building for at least one more year in my eyes.
Yeah.
It actually makes a lot of sense. Ben?
For myself, just like a bunch of Bengals fans, like myself, I'm thrilled to have T. Higgins back. I mean, just they finally got that deal done, and he's going to be back for training camp. So I'm just excited for him to get out on the field and see what he can do this season, and just go out there and grind, and have a great season.
All righty. Well, next up is the winner's circle, and we will start with you, Ben. Who is your winner's circle for this week?
My winner's circle this week are the Boston Celtics winning their 18th
Boo.
NBA title. Their first since 2008. So congratulations to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on winning
Boo.
MVP. Yeah, Duke hater right here.
Garrett, who is yours?
Oh, I get to go next?
Yeah, you got to go next.
Oh, okay. You caught me off guard. Let's see. I actually don't have anything prepared like I normally do.
Boo.
I know.
Uh-oh.
But I would love to give my winner's circle nomination to the Milwaukee Brewers fans and also just the Milwaukee Brewers as an organization in general.
We're just booing everybody.
Because, give me time, because they got Snoop Dogg in the box.
Okay, that was
That
awesome.
was pretty awesome.
Snoop Dogg, we need more of this. We need more celebrity personalities like Snoop Dogg to commentate on sports like this, because I think it just adds a level of fun that casual sports people would enjoy a lot more. And I mean, he complimented Ellie De La Cruz after not knowing who this guy was.
He can't make that throw.
He can't make that throw. Oh yes, yeah, he can. He got a rocket in his pocket. It's just I love the energy. So honestly, good job, Brewers. Way to go.
And then Paris?
So my winner circle is Mr. Carson Foster out of Mason, Ohio. He graduated from Sycamore High School, and he will be representing the States over in Paris, France this summer in the swimming Olympic team. He qualified for the 400 meter. Yeah, he won the men's 400 meter. So local kid over there across the pond in Paris representing the States. Good for him.
In where, Paris?
I heard it. I heard the joke. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, where Paris?
No, I got it. In France.
Oh, okay. All right. And then for me, my pick was Emma, I'm going to mess this up again, Kawakami. At the age of 9, he didn't do 1 900. He didn't do 2 900s. He did 3 900s.
At 9?
At 9 years old.
Wow.
In front of Tony Hawk. I watched Tony Hawk nearly die as a kid trying to pull off a 900.
Oh, I did see that video. Yeah.
He pulled off 3 900s in one go around. He wins.
Yeah, it was disgusting. That was really cool. That was really awesome.
Yep.
But, since Ben brought it up, I guess it's time to talk about the NBA. So, Ben, we'll go ahead and lead with you and recap some of Game 5 and, the series that the Celtics won their 18th championship.
Yep. Like you mentioned, Josh, 18th NBA championship for the Boston Celtics, which is most all time in the NBA. Jaylen Brown, he won MVP. Throughout the final series, he averaged 20.8 points per game, 44% field goals, 5.4 rebounds per game, and 5.5 assists per game. And I also want to give a shout out to Al Horford, the first Dominican Republic player to win an NBA title, and it's his 17th season. So after 17 seasons, finally he gets a ring. But overall, the Boston Celtics, they proved all year that they were the best team. They were the number 1 ranked offense all year, and throughout the playoffs, they went 16-3, 4-1 against the Heat, 4-1 versus the Cavs, went undefeated versus the Pacers, and 4-1, of course, to the Mavericks. But just looking at this Game 5 right here, Boston, early in the stretch, they were hitting those threes. I mean, they were getting points in the paint. I mean, Jason Tatum showed up with 16 points, Brown with 15, and at halftime, it was 67-46, and Dallas's backcourt, they were struggling big time. I mean, throughout certain parts of the game, Dallas, they shot 7 out of 20 in the first quarter, and Luka and Kyrie were shooting 6 out of 18.
Oof.
1 for 7 from 3 for a combined 14 points. Yeah, just crazy. But a couple more struggles right here for Dallas. Up until around the third quarter, Luka was 0 for 5 from 3. Team was 6 for 23 from 3 points. Absolutely nuts. But the difference maker here was Boston's backcourt. As I mentioned, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I mean, overall, Boston as a team, they shot 12 out of 26 from 3. So, yeah, overall, just a great championship for the Celtics.
Yeah, so my question for this, because this is one, Jaylen Brown won the MVP.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who led the points for Boston Celtics? Like, who had the most points in the finals?
The entire series?
Yeah, the entire series.
I didn't even look that up. I believe it was Jaylen Brown. I could be mistaken.
I don't.
Take a guess. Brown or Tatum?
I would assume Jaylen Brown.
No, it was Tatum.
Oh,
do you know
really?
who led the team in rebounds?
Tatum.
And then do you know who led in assists?
Tatum.
I'll say Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And yet he didn't win the MVP.
That's interesting. That's curious.
Yeah. I mean, throughout the finals, as good as Boston was performing, everyone was saying, Brown for MVP, Brown for MVP. They didn't even mention giving it to Tatum. I'm just like, man.
So Tatum is only the 6th player in NBA Finals history to lead his team in points, rebounds, and assists and win, joining Hakeem, LeBron, Joker, Duncan, and Bird.
Wow. What a
Every
class.
single one of those
Wow.
guys also went on to win the MVP.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there's one more stat. Tatum now has the most points in NBA playoff history before the age of 26.
Wow.
Taking over Kobe and then also over LeBron.
Wow.
And yet, somehow, some way, he didn't win MVP.
Dang.
Jeez.
But before we move on here, though, I just want to give a shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, arguably they had the best backcourt all season with Luka and Kyrie, and you know they're going to be strong again next year. They're going to make another championship run, and they got a bunch of guys who they already signed through 25 and 26. So overall, I'm excited to see what these guys have in store next year. And coming into the playoffs, they were my sleeper team. I mean, they ended the regular
season. You had them in the finals, or you had them losing to the Nuggets?
I had them losing to the Nuggets,
Okay.
but it's not shocking that they made it to the finals.
Correct.
Like I said, they have a great backcourt. They were an elite defense all year. They won 12 out of 15 to end the regular season. So these guys, they're true competitors, and I just want to congratulate them on a great season. And Luka is going to get his first ring eventually in his career.
Oh, yeah. He definitely doesn't go
Yeah.
ringless. So,
Yeah.
however, speaking of a ringless player, news came out. Charles Barkley is retiring from inside the NBA as Warner Brothers is likely to lose the NBA coverage and media rights deal next season. He stated he doesn't want to be on TV until he's in his 70s, to Sports Illustrated, but he's only 61. Do you guys believe he's actually going to be done, or is money going to talk and bring him back?
I would say that money moves mountains. Money can do anything. So I would assume for the right amount that he would come back. Clarify for me, is he retiring because they're losing inside the NBA, or is inside the NBA going away, and so therefore he's retiring?
So basically what it is Turner is losing the broadcast. It's like Amazon, Disney and NBC are buying the rights to the NBA. So TNT does not have any rights to the NBA. So he basically is saying, I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to work with these guys that I'm working with. So I'm probably done. And then also he just said, I mean, he's ready for retirement. He's been doing it for 24 years. Next year will be year 25, which blew my mind. I didn't know he's been around in the media that long.
Yeah, neither did I.
So all in all, though, I still don't think he's fully done yet. So
Especially if it's Amazon money, dude. Are you kidding me?
yeah, that's what.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and they're also, man, that show is so much better than what ESPN has.
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
Ben, do you think he's done?
I mean, if he can get a good deal with, I mean, depends how much money they'll offer him, though. I can see him coming back, but overall, I enjoy watching him with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny Smith. I mean, those guys, they got really good chemistry. They know their knowledge of basketball really well. So it's definitely a shame to see all these guys going away and going their separate ways.
Well, with the season ending, though, there's obviously the headlines of the offseason basically starts, I believe, next week with the draft like that, because the NBA wastes no time with it. However, ESPN released NBA Free Agency 2024, 10 blockbuster trades or deals that need to happen this offseason. So I'm just going to read these off to you guys quickly. You can give one that you think is your favorite or one that you were like, okay, there's no way this is going to happen. So they came out hot. First one, and now let me finish before you respond.
Oh God, here we go.
LeBron James to Philly.
Okay.
Klay Thompson to Oklahoma City. Paul George to the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell to the Magics. And Chris Paul to the Bulls, or Harden back to the Clippers. Those were like their top 6 things that they threw out there that they would want. LeBron to Philly, Klay to Thunder, George to the Lakers, D'Lo to the Magic, Paul to the Bulls, Harden to the Clippers. Paris, your thoughts on any of them, if any could happen, or one you would want to see?
So like the one that jumps out to you is the LeBron to Philly.
Yes.
Right? Like that just pops off at you. I think I need a little more time to digest it, but of the landing spots for him, I never really considered Philly.
No, the rumor's been Paul George. Like that is the rumor there, and it's been very well known. I don't know if you saw in the interview, Joel Embiid basically turned to Paul and said, "We're looking for help," and just stared it down.
And was like
at
looking
Paul
at
George.
it. Yes.
So that's the rumor. But
and that would be a good piece.
apparently LeBron was having dinner with Nick Nurse, and that's where people were like,
"Wow."
I did see that. I just don't know. That doesn't make any sense. The other one that kind of like jumped out to me that I was like scratching my head about was Chris Paul to the Bulls.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Like, yeah, that's gonna move the needle. Good job. Like, what does that do?
He should want to go somewhere and try to win a championship, right?
I would say so, yeah. And that's not there.
Take a veteran minimum and go play behind Jamal Murray in the Nuggets.
Oh, that would be, yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Ben, any of them step out to you outside, D'Lo to the Magic? Because I think you threw out that idea.
Yeah, a couple of weeks back, I did throw out that idea, but I want to focus on Klay Thompson going to OKC, you said. But, yeah, I think that'd be a great move. And plus, I feel like Klay Thompson, he definitely needs a fresh start after a rough season last year with Golden State. I feel like he'll match up with SVG really well and Chet Holmberg. And I feel like he can bring a lot of veteran leadership to that team to try to take that next step to win a championship. So, yeah, I wouldn't be mad if he went to OKC.
And then quickly, the 4 trades they threw out there, they're kind of not blockbuster, but it was Trae Young to the Lakers, Darius Garland to the Spurs, Jared Allen to the Wizards, and Mitchell Robinson to Memphis. For me, the one that stood out was Mitchell Robinson to Memphis, because you put Triple J and Mitchell Robinson, ain't nobody getting a reboard down there.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
Say those again for me.
Trae Young to the Lakers, Darius Garland to the Spurs, Jared Allen to the Wizards, or Mitchell Robinson to Memphis.
Well, there's a little bit of Trae Young buzz at the trade deadline to LA, right? So that one makes sense. That one makes sense to me, especially if LeBron is getting traded somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then Jared Allen to the Wizards is,
it's kind of like that Chris Paul.
It's like the Chris Paul where it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess, like, I mean, I like Jared Allen. I think he's a great player. It's just the Wizards as a team. It's like, well, that's not really, that's not a Band-Aid for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
For myself, I I was liking Trae Young going to the Lakers because, as we all know, Atlanta, they got the number 1 overall pick in this year's NBA draft. So I was kind of curious, like, when they get that pick, what are they going to do with Trae Young? So, I mean, the Lakers, that would be somewhat of a good fit, I feel like. But I would say, do you trade D'Angelo Russell for Trae Young?
Well, Russell would leave in free agency, and the rumor is it would be Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura plus a pick or 2 for Trae, and I just feel like that's too much.
Yeah. Rui feels like too much for me to replace D'Angelo Russell. Like that, I don't know. That's too much.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point, Josh. I mean that is a lot to give up to bring in Trae Young for sure. But
so obviously all basketball is not done. We now have the WNBA season heating up, and there was kind of some craziness while we were gone between Chicago and Indiana. Did you guys get to follow any of that? And actually, you know what? I hear Garrett laughing. So Garrett, would you like to comment on that first?
Caitlin Clark got decapitated.
All right. Ben, any thoughts on it?
I mean, I watched the majority of this game. I mean, obviously it's a great matchup between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, 2 really talented players who are going to be the future of the NBA. I mean, we see it in their college days, but throughout the game, though, when Reese got that foul on Clark, did you guys see people on social media? They were like, "Oh, she probably did that on purpose," stuff like that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
I thought she was going for the ball. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, it was a basketball play. She was going for the ball. Like, people just need to chill out on social media because they don't know basketball.
But part of it is she wants the bad girl rep, so people are gonna think, and especially because it happened to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
it was one of those like, okay, I can see where people are coming from, but no, it was just a old school basketball hard foul. You move on from it. Right. No dirt.
Now I did see the quote that she had after the game, which was taken incredibly, like, it was taken out of context, not that far out of context, but where she was like, I guess some people get a special whistle because she was talking about other fouls that happened in the game, but it's like, you did punch her in the head. Like, I mean, I agree that it is sort of like a manufactured kind of like rivalry a little bit, but it's like, you did punch her in the head. That is going to be a flagrant every time.
Yeah. No doubt. And Ben, you got any kind of stats out there for the WNBA or anything you want to bring up? Because we know you're a stats guy.
Yeah, I mean, Angel Reese, she's the only rookie averaging a double-double this season. She's averaging 12.1 points per game, 10.2 rebounds per game, 1.8 steals, and 37.1 field goals. But Caitlin Clark, she's obviously having a great year, averaging 16.1 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 6.2 assists. But the only thing she needs to clean up, though, and I believe she'll get there, the turnovers. She currently leads the WNBA in turnovers, 5.5 not points per game, per game.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of hype when she came into the league, but eventually she's going to have to learn, and she has potential to learn. So I'm not concerned at all.
So would you say Reese right now would be the Rookie of the Year?
Oh man, that's a tough question, but I would say Rookie of the Year right now. It's between Reese and Clark, but I would probably lean towards Angel Reese as of right now.
Wow.
So,
I mean, that'd be an upset in Vegas. I know that.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
What about you guys? What do you guys think?
I mean, if you're averaging a double-double and, I mean, the other person's leading the league in turnovers, I would lean, I would go probably Reese's Rookie of the Year as of right now.
Yeah. I mean, clearly it's not over, though. We still got a lot more season left, but we'll see what the future holds, and I'm excited to see what'll happen down the road.
And then also, Paris, since you brought up the Olympics earlier, what did you think about basically all the rookies getting left off the Olympic team?
For the NBA?
Yeah, or WNBA.
Oh, the WNBA, that's
Caitlin
right.
Clark. Specifically, everybody made a deal about Caitlin Clark. Is it a drop ball by the Team USA?
It's tough because for the Olympics, you're wanting to put together the best team to win. And I feel like they did do that, but the argument that people had about how dumb it is leaving her off is that you have an opportunity to grow the game internationally by putting one of your best stars, 2 of your best stars, out there on the team. So I kind of lean more to that side of things because the WNBA needs growth. It needs exposure, and it's a great chance for it to get exposure. And I do think that the team that they put together is probably the best team that they could have constructed.
Yeah.
I have a question on this.
Sure.
So, obviously, the rookies got left off. I think the two premier rookies in the WNBA right now are Clark and Reese.
Yeah.
I mean, who would you replace on that team?
And that's
And that's the big question. Who would you replace?
And no, I mean that's exactly what Paris just said. I think when it came to being team affiliated, it was the best team from people who know WNBA a lot better than me. I'll be the first to admit I'm a casual. I didn't start following it until this rookie class, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I'll give it a chance, and it's been fun and entertaining to watch. So I could not tell you who to leave off. I know the women are going to dominate and win easily because that's what we just do in America. But
Facts.
So
Facts.
I don't have an answer for that. I just know that marketing-wise, it would have made more sense for Caitlin Clark to be on the team, but I also get why she isn't on the team. Yeah. But I did want to throw out that the Rookie of the Year battle is not the only thing going on. The MVP battle is heating up. Asia Wilson completely dominating the WNBA, leading the league in points per game with 28 and rebounds and 11.5. However, Nafisa Collier, who is right now arguably the best player in the West when it comes to the first place Minnesota Lynx, she's fourth in points with 21.1 and third in rebounds and 10.3. And her team is a lot better right now than Vegas. Vegas had 6 total losses all last year. They have 6 already.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
So,
Wow.
yeah. But anybody else need to throw something out there? Got any thoughts?
I mean, it's just crazy that the Las Vegas Aces are 6-6.
Mhm.
I mean, especially they come into the season as our
Highly considered the champions, like repeating.
Right. Yeah, they come in this season as the defending champions, but I mean, they were dealing with some injuries. I mean, Calissa Gray still hasn't returned from her injury. I mean, Kelsey Plum, she's having a great year, averaging 18.8 points per game. She's shooting the three well, 33.3, and they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. So my biggest shocker is definitely, and a lot of people can agree, the Las Vegas Aces for sure, because they're not looking like the team that we're used to seeing, especially from last year.
Alrighty. Well, it is time for the triple threat trivia. Garrett, to you.
Hello, gentlemen. I don't have sound effects for you today.
Oh, boo.
I know, yeah. Boo me again.
Boo that
Boo me
man.
again. Okay, so earlier in the show, we were talking about the NHL.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. So, currently, as we sit here today, they're playing Game 5 tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Tonight.
They're playing Game 5 tonight. The Panthers hold a 3-1 lead over the Oilers. The Oilers have an opportunity to come back from 3-0. They have an opportunity. My question is, who was the first team to do that, and who is the most recent to do it?
Ooh.
1942 Toronto Maple Leafs.
That is correct.
Yeah, I know it is. I had the stat earlier, and I meant to read it off, and I totally forgot to.
Okay.
That's a point for me.
Kind of cheating, but I'll give it.
Hey, I mean, I can't help that I read your mind beforehand.
Wait,
Yeah.
so was that the most recent one to do it too?
1942 Toronto Maple Leafs are the only team ever to do it.
Ever.
Wow.
That is correct, right? Or do you have somebody else?
No, that is incorrect.
Oh, I do
It's
not.
actually happened 4 times.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
4
really?
times.
Yes,
Oh,
it happened 4 times, and the most recent one was within the last decade.
Oh, I did not have that.
So
Okay.
you got the first one. Who was the most recent?
I got nothing.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't have anything either.
Colorado Avalanche?
No,
Dang. All right, who was it?
the Los Angeles Kings
Ugh,
in
ugh,
2014
ugh.
when they made that miracle run.
Yeah. Ugh, nah. Anyway, let's talk about the sport that we all know. I will take my point, though. We're going to talk about the Red Hot Reds until they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Parrish, you want to lead us off with this wonderful saying here?
Yeah, I would love to. We were talking before the show about what makes me more frustrated, a Bengals loss or a Reds loss. And for me, Reds losses just infuriate me because you play 162 games, sure. That's 162 chances to watch them lose to the same teams in the same way over and over and over. And I, for one, hot take, am sick of watching them lose to the Milwaukee Brewers all the time, dude.
Yep.
Such a hot take.
Every time that Milwaukee comes to Great American and the Reds are hot and they're building momentum, they just shove them back into the basement. It's disgusting. I hate it. It's so offensive. It's gross.
Ben?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely painful as a Reds fan to see them lose to the Brewers. But, I mean, a couple weeks ago, they, I mean, when we were in Europe, Josh, we were keeping up with them, and they were doing really, really well. I mean, they were starting to find their rhythm here in the summer, but their offense was performing a little bit better. I mean, De La Cruz, he had 11 hits, 3 home runs, and 7 RBIs. TJ Friedel had 12 hits. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and Steer, 14 hits, 8 RBIs with a batting average of .229. So basically, these are all stats that have happened in the last couple of weeks. So, I mean, they're currently on a 3-game losing streak right now. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, they were looking good, as I mentioned before, but yeah, I'm not going to try to hit the panic button again. So I'm not giving up on these guys.
That's fair. So you mentioned, obviously, the last 3 games. I'm just going to go back to the last 4 games as the Reds.
Right.
Lance McAllister posted this stat today. If you want to talk about a team that doesn't know how to play small ball, this is the definition of a team that doesn't know how to play small ball. The last 4 games for the Reds, 7 errors.
Oh, man.
3 unearned runs, picked off twice, 2 outs on the bases, and 1 outfield misplay. Friday, 5 errors, 3 by Ellie, 2 by Candelario, which resulted in 2 unruns. Saturday, Candelario ran into an out at third. Never should do that. Sunday, error, Stevenson, unearned run in a 1-run loss game. Oh, and Fairchild, base running, whatever. Monday, error, Ellie, picked off Ellie, Martini, and then misplayed by Benson. I get this is what's going to happen with a young team. I get it. These guys are learning how to be pros.
Yeah.
But they're also professional athletes. These things should not be happening. You were taught this at the age of 5 years old of what not to do in baseball.
Yep.
Garrett, save us. Talk about something positive.
That's a tall order right now. Hey, they had a 7-game win streak. I mean, that's pretty cool, right?
That's nice.
Yeah.
that is. Are you hitting the panic button, or do you think that you know what, the 4-2-1 over the last 7 series, the 14-8, including a 7-game win streak, is enough positive that you know what, they can right the ship by the All-Star break? Because our goal, we talked about it on the trip, if you can get back to 500 at the end of this month, you're in it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. You're in the race.
And you're only 3 under right now.
Yes.
Yeah, no. I'm not pressing the panic button at all right now because look around the league. I mean, you have more than half of the teams are under 500 right now.
The NL is really bad.
The NL is atrocious right now. The Washington Nationals currently hold a wild card spot, people.
Okay.
The Washington Nationals currently hold a wild card spot. I am not pressing the panic button.
What's their record?
We just have
36 and 37.
I think they're under 500, but they're in a wild card spot.
They're either 36 and 37 or they're 37 and 36. I'm getting them and the Cardinals mixed up.
Wow.
The Cardinals are 1 over 500.
Okay, so then the Nationals are the 1 under.
Yeah. So I am not pressing the panic button at all because this is just one gigantic poop sandwich that's just going to have to sort itself out. And I feel confident in the Reds' ability because they missed the playoffs last year by a day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel confident in their ability to hang in it until the very end. And who knows? Maybe they get over that hump this year. Maybe Ellie does something cool. Maybe somebody else does something cool. I don't know.
Well, there is somebody doing something cool right now. Can you name the hottest player at the plate in baseball in the month of June?
Is it Jamer Candelario?
It is Candelario.
Candelario.
Yeah. He is hitting .349, 6 home runs, 15 RBIs, 9 runs scored. He has at least 1 hit in every game but 1 in the month of June. And in 10 over 3 runs, and then for the Reds as a whole, in the last 10 over 3 runs scored, they're 8-2. When they score 3 or less, they're 1-4.
Yeah.
The key is to get runs. Get runs, people. It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was at the game, the 2 home run game for Jamer Candelario like last week. Just incredible pieces of hitting from both of those at bats. I mean, that's why I kind of forgive him for his poor base running and, defensive errors or whatever a little bit, because he has been so hot. It's not an excuse, but you can overlook that if a player's hitting well. But the unfortunate part for a lot of the Reds lineup is that they've cooled down just a bit in the past couple of games.
Yeah. I mean, Candelario. I mean, yeah, he's definitely been a key factor as of late for the Reds. As I mentioned before, he had 17 hits, 6 home runs, 14 RBIs with a batting average of 320. So, I mean, if we can just have players like that, I think we'll be just fine, hopefully.
One thing I'd like to bring up.
Yes.
Just a bone to pick.
Yeah.
You have a reliever whose sole purpose is to be a fireman, to put out traffic on the base paths, to get you out of a sticky situation like, I don't know, runners at second and third.
I already know what
out.
you're talking about.
And you don't use him? Why? Instead, you bring in the guy who is...
You bring in Lucas Sims, man.
Infamously had problems pitching with people on base.
Yes.
What are we doing? In a game where you have to win? You don't have to win, but
No, you have to win.
You have to win.
You have to win this.
You have to win. Okay, we're on the same page. You have to win. You've got to win.
Yeah, no, it's literally what was trending when it was all going down. The amount of hate that Lucas Sims right now has in this organization, not good. And even worse, the poorly planned Father's Day tweet of his sons on his shoes, and everybody's just lighting into him.
Yeah, that's
Reds, don't give us layups like that.
Yeah.
The community will eat you alive.
Yes.
But let's go ahead and get the Band-Aid off of the rich getting richer.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Cole, and reigning AL Cy Young MVP, to debut Wednesday for the Baltimore Orioles, or versus the Baltimore Orioles for the New York Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Garrett Cole, Yankees, rich get richer. Somebody tell me they're not going to win the AL this year, please.
No, I think they will. They will. I mean, I think it's pretty clear cut that they have a really good team, short of just a ridiculous injury to Juan Soto or Aaron Judge or any of those guys. I think they're the clear fit. They just play such sound baseball. They play a brand of baseball that when I'm watching the Reds games, I'm like, can we just do that? Can we just do this? This looks so easy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
They also have 2 players that are really, really good, though.
Yeah, and really, really well paid. So that's kind of important distinctions.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's been a great year for the Yankees. I feel like getting Cole back, that's going to be beneficial for on the mound for them. In AAA, he had 1 unearned run on 2 hits with 10 strikeouts and no walks over 4 1/3 of an inning. So
Wow,
mighty impressive. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he'll develop, especially with everything that he's done in AAA to come back to the Yankees and add on to the successful season for them.
Yeah, successful season for pitching is an understatement. They have the lowest ERA in baseball.
Oh, really?
And now they get the best pitcher in baseball back.
I mean, who knows? That could be beneficial.
Oh, it's going to be very beneficial.
Yeah.
I mean, Gil is looking like rookie of the year. He's like 9-1 on the year, and he's got like a 1.29 ERA. They're just so darn good. But
I didn't even come across that stat that they were one of the worst pitching teams in baseball.
No, one of the best.
Oh, one of the best.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And when I say one of the best.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. But you know what? Since we're talking about the Yankees and you hinted towards the 2 studs, let's go talk a little bit about the MVP voting. AL right now is Adley Rutschman, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Jose Altuve, Jose Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, and Yordan Alvarez. 2 Baltimore, 1 Toronto, 3 Houston, 1 Cleveland, 2 New Yorks. I have to throw it to Garrett first. Garrett, is there a team missing on there?
The Mariners.
How does Seattle, who have, let me get this exact wording right. I want to say it's a 9-game lead in their division, not have 1 player? Is it the pitching, or is there just not a hitter out there and it's just a team effort? Like what's going on in Seattle that they're getting no recognition?
Well, I mean, right now for the Mariners, it's all pitching. So
That Castillo
the
guy's pretty
Yankees-
good.
Yeah, Castillo's pretty good. Yeah, it would be awesome if the Reds had him. So the Yankees have the best ERA in baseball. Seattle has the best WHIP in baseball amongst their starters. I think Luis Castillo has the worst WHIP, and his WHIP is like 1.2 something.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it's ridiculous. So Seattle has found a groove with their pitching, and they're just gonna ride their pitching through the whole season. You know, I mean they're just gonna they're gonna use it to their they're gonna use it effectively. They just need a bat. I mean, Mitch Garver has kind of stepped it up. Cal Raleigh doing good. Luke Raley doing way better than I thought he would do. But they're just kind of missing that impact bat. And I think just optics-wise, that's why there's nobody there for the All-Star. And also, Julio has just kind of had a very mediocre start to the season. So that's, again, if you're gonna talk about the Mariners and talk about an All-Star representative, I would say you'd have to throw Julio in there, but Julio just hasn't been Julio.
Gotcha. So it is pitching, though.
Oh, yeah, pitching is where they shine right now.
Fair enough. All those guys that I mentioned, again, Rutschman, Vlad, Altuve, Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge, Soto, Tucker, and Alvarez. Is there any there that surprised you, Paris?
No, that kind of makes sense. Wait, read that list back to me one more time.
You're good. Rutschman, Vlad Guerrero, Altuve, Jose Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson, Judge, Soto, Tucker, and Yordan Alvarez.
No,
That's
not
what-
really. That makes sense.
I'm going to say, for me, it's like, okay, so you got, like, clearly, arguably, 2 or 3 of the best teams in the AL. Sorry, Garrett. But then you got the face of the Blue Jays and Vlad Guerrero, so he's getting all the Toronto votes and all of Canada votes and everything else. So plus the name Guerrero carries some weight. So
Sure.
that's obviously all out there. But, Ben, was there anybody that surprised you or anything you wanted to bring up there?
I mean, I wouldn't say anything surprised me. I mean, one player that you mentioned, Aaron Judge, I mean, he's been a big part of the Yankees' success as always. We've seen it in recent years.
MVP Judge.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's your MVP as of right now.
It has to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's not surprising to see him in this position. Like I said, type of player he is. He's always beneficial for the Yankees. He's been the catalyst on their successful season this year. So, yeah, I look for him to be an MVP candidate for the rest of the year.
Yeah, just to back up the whole MVP comment. So first 33 games, he hit 197 with an OPS of 725. The last 40, he has now hit 387 with a 1.439 OPS.
Yeah.
Wow. But
Yeah.
what's Juan Soto's numbers over that time?
That I don't know. I'd have to look that one up. But this is like a historic.
Yes.
Like Aaron Judge, like they said, the last 40 games is historic. Like the only 2 people who have ever done better is Barry Bonds and Frank Thomas.
Wow.
Ooh.
Those are 2 very, very good names to be
Yeah.
next to. So
Yeah.
What
But
was-
speaking of Barry Bonds, the fella in Cleveland that people compare him to, he's having a pretty good season. Jose Ramirez. Yes.
I'd never heard the comparison to Bonds ever.
You
Well,
haven't heard? Oh, it was a
no.
big thing a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I saw a post online where they were comparing Barry Bonds' stats to Jose Ramirez' stats through their first 1,300 games or something like that, and they were eerily similar.
They're really close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
They were really close.
I did not know that, but that can explain why they're doing so well right now.
Yeah. I would think so.
Yeah, but we're going to throw it to the NL, where we have William Contreras, Bryce Harper, Luis Ariz, Alec Bohm, Mookie Betts, Jurickson Profar, Christian Yelich, Fernando Tatis, and Shohei Ohtani. 2 Milwaukee, 2 Philly, 3 San Diego, 2 Dodgers. Ironically enough, all 4 of those teams are the 4 top teams in the NL.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's really, I can't argue with anybody on that list. I wish there was less Brewers and more Reds. Maybe we'll get there one day. But one guy I just want to throw out there, he's not going to get a fan vote, but a guy to keep an eye on when it comes to, potential extreme talent, and we just got to get him out of where he's at. Ezekiel Tovar, Rocky shortstop. Only 4 months older than Ellie De La Cruz, and very, very good at one thing Ellie's not, and that's in the field. And before anybody throws out the idea, but he plays at Coors, he has 10 home runs on the year. 8 of them are not at Coors.
Wow.
So
Wow.
he's just somebody to keep an eye on. I would say he's probably going to be the Rockies nominee type person, but also shortstop's pretty deep because I'm assuming Ellie will get there. But I'm interested to see who gets shortstop over Mookie. since obviously Mookie can't play.
That was something that surprised me a little bit, was that Ellie was third in shortstop voting in the NL. I just think
Behind two guys who are hurt.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So he's got a shot, but it's just, I don't know. It was shocking to me that I just think that he came into the league. He was so popular, and then maybe people like got soured on him a little bit. So I guess not.
I mean, in a way, I feel like I was shocked a little bit too to see him at number 3. I mean, like you mentioned, the type of player he was when he first came to Cincinnati, making the trip from Louisville. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he could try to make it for sure.
All right. Well, last but not least, the Norse BenchWarmers cliche 2-minute warning. It is hit every single week. I'm going to fire off these questions. You just answer them with the first thing that pops in your head. So, Ben, who is the first team you're going to play as in EA Sports College Football 25?
Well, you know, unfortunately, I don't have this game. I don't have a gaming console. But if I were to play, the first team I would go against would be probably Louisville as a Kentucky fan.
Wow, so you'd be Kentucky versus Louisville. Interesting. Paris.
Okay. Marshall University. My dad's from West Virginia, so we're getting some hardware fellows out there in Hurricane, West Virginia.
Garrett, let me guess. LSU?
Go Tigers.
Yep. Figures much. And for me, clearly, is going to be Michigan. Last week, Dan Hurley announced he's staying at UConn and overtaking a job with the LA Lakers, which got a lot of us thinking, what U.S. Big 3 pro sports head coaching jobs are the best and you would not turn down? So what 4 would you have, Paris?
Oh, God. I have to name all 4?
Yeah, just name one at least. What job is your think the best in pro sports?
Oh, God. I would say the UK job. I think the UK job.
So you're using
nice
college.
spot.
You didn't listen to the rules. Anyway,
Oh,
Ben,
man.
continue. Ben, continue.
All right, for myself, when it comes to Major League Baseball, I would probably say the Yankees. NBA, I would say Lakers or the Celtics. And NFL, Dallas Cowboys.
I agreed on 3 of the 4. I said Cowboys, Yankees, and Lakers, and then I said Steelers. But we're not going to talk about that. Last but not least, though, yesterday was National Mascot Day. So in good fun, who is your favorite mascot? For me, it is Uga. I love them Bulldogs.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll go with the Phillies. Was it Blooper?
No, it's not Blooper. It's Fanatic.
Fanatic.
Yeah,
Who's
Fanatic.
Who's
Blooper's ours guy.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
But
no, I'll go
Fanatic. Yeah,
I'll go Fanatic.
first person ever inducted in the Mascot Hall of Fame. Actually, found that out today.
Hey, good for you.
For myself, I got to go with the Oregon Duck.
Oregon Duck, awesome. And Garrett, do you have one?
Classic. The Stanford Cardinal, because that tree scares me.
I used to play as that tree all the time in that NCAA football game. But you know what?
Absolutely. Stanford Cardinal versus Syracuse Orange mascot mashup.
Yes.
Unbeatable.
Yes.
Unbeatable entertainment.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? That's all the time we got for today. I appreciate all you guys for viewing. Thanks, Bill, for helping set up, especially today, stepping in for Colton. Thank you guys for joining, especially you, Paris, for stepping in and, filling Colton's very small shoes.
Happy to be here.
Thanks, Paris.
So make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on YouTube and Twitter X at Norse BW Pod. Peace.